done it! I cannot believe it! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again!
Hello everyone, we are Through on Goal, a podcast where we talk about football and pretty much nothing else. My name is Sam, and as always I'm joined by my co-host and very best friend Elliot. Hello Elliot.
Hello Sam.
How was your week?
Same as every other week in lockdown. Spent it in my room, watched a bit of football. That's about it. How was your week?
Yeah.
Same old.
Spent it in my room, but I was, because I'm working from home.
Yeah.
Watched football. Same old, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just copy and paste your hot, so I'll tell you what I was looking forward to this week though, because it had the potential, and that's why I should have realised it was going to be a really boring 0-0.
Yeah.
Because Sky hype it up. First v second, not in the order you expect it to be at this point of the season, but by the time they played, obviously Liverpool were third,
yeah, because Leicester
third.
had beaten Southampton.
Yes, they have, 1 point off. Well, now 2 points off top, but
Yep.
we'll get there. But it was boring.
They never are classics, are they? Liverpool.
I can't
United.
remember the last time there generally was something that happened that I can remember was when Gerrard got sent off after 30 seconds of coming on at half time.
Yeah, see,
I remember that because I remember that because me and Lana were watching it, and her favourite player is Gerrard. She's Gerrard crazy, and this was when we were like 4 or 5 months into our relationship. We were in my uni hall, and it was like half time. She said, "Right, I'm just going to go downstairs to my room. I'm going to get a couple of things. Come back up." I was like, "That's fine." And I texted her saying, "Oh, the half's about to start and Gerrard's coming on." She went, "Okay, I'll be a minute." Literally, as soon as she came out, "Oh yeah, Gerrard's been sent off." That's happened.
Brilliant.
And she didn't really care about the game after that.
Yeah.
But that was the last time I really. They're
really
classics,
not
have they?
classics. The last thing I could remember was a Dirk Kuyt hat-trick from all of about 4 yards. But yeah, that's a long time ago. But I thought this one would be a little better just because of what it meant for United, the weaknesses in Liverpool's defence, and I just thought they'd open up a little bit more.
It genuinely had some meaning to it. Like Liverpool could close the gap, or United could go potentially 6 points clear of Liverpool on the top of the league, and I guess that's what happens when both teams set out to not lose.
Yeah,
because if both teams want to win, you're getting that attacking. I'm not saying they don't want to win. Obviously, judging by the first half, Jesus Christ, Liverpool were miles better.
Yeah,
hugely better, a lot more chances. But that Pogba chance, like the 83rd, 5th minute, whatever it was,
put it straight at the keeper. Anywhere else, and that's 1-0, and they've gone 6 points clear of Liverpool.
Yeah, I was going to say, you reckon a striker? You reckon Martial or Rashford? Even Cavani? You reckon that's put away?
I think Cavani, definitely. Cavani finds the roof of the net or something like that.
Yeah,
I was quite surprised they didn't start Cavani, to be honest, but obviously their game plan was to play counter-attack, to hit them on the break, and they were close a few times, but obviously offside. But if they'd have...
Offside? God.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? Rashford was offside 5 or 6 times that game?
Well, yeah, but I tweeted it.
Oh, yeah,
just say...
Wait, like when it's obvious.
Don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, because there was a moment as well, I realised, I don't know, literally no one else picked up on it, commentators or anything like that, but I'm looking at it thinking, about a couple of minutes, so Rashford, he's about, 10 yards in front of the next player, but obviously referee has to keep his... Not blaming the linesman or everything like that. I know they're told to do it, it's the rules, that's what's not on. And then he obviously stopped and put his, and then about 10 minutes later, he put his flag up. I was like, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, you are offside. Mm-hmm. But then, literally about 2 minutes later, I can't remember who it was, I think it was Mane on the wing, picked up the ball, and he was offside. But the referee, the linesman put his flag up and didn't let play go on. And I think to myself, well, hold on, why has that not been allowed to go? But Rashford...
The only thing that must have been is the sort of inconsistencies between linesmen, because obviously it's the two different linesmen. For one's officiating Liverpool's defensive side and one's officiating United's defensive side, and obviously that one's gone a bit sort of trigger happy and gone straight away.
Yeah, I don't need no machine telling me what's offside. I've done this job 10 years. No, that's fair. I don't know. I just picked it up and I was just like, well, that's not right. But sorry, as you were saying, offside about 8 times I think United were overall.
Although obviously it wasn't a classic and it was a 0-0. I've definitely seen worse 0-0s. There was some good chances, like the Pogba one, like Bruno Fernandes.
Was it Man United Chelsea this year?
Oh,
or was it?
Yeah, that was.
I think it was, wasn't it?
Nothing happened.
Oh my God. It's one of the worst games I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no, absolutely awful. But what was it? I think United have played the top six, or sort of the traditional top six times this season, of which 5 of the games combined have had 1 goal, which was a 1-0 against Arsenal. And then obviously there was Tottenham 6, United 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, just when it comes to United playing big games, their obvious tactic is that we are not going to lose this, and that's maybe why they find themselves where they are in the league.
Well, going on to that, we've asked this question many a times, Elliot, and I'm going to ask it to you again. Are Man United good? Are they? They're top of the league, 2 points.
At the moment, it might just be based on form, but at the moment, I'd say yes. I watched them against Burnley. I think it was the Monday night game, and it was quite reminiscent of old school Ferguson. It was digging out the 1-0 against a really tough side and just making sure you get that result.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're definitely looking good, and I think they are here to stay.
Well, that was my next question to you, actually, because everyone's had a go at the top of the league. You want to be top of the league, you go top of the league. You want to be top of the league for the weekend? Hell yeah, go up. You do it. Why not? Villa, Southampton, Leicester, Tottenham, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, I think at one point, have all been top of the league. And all those teams, all right, your Villas and your Leicesters, Everton, they were top of the league. We thought they were going to win. You know, your Villas and your Southamptons, all right, maybe slightly further down-ish, maybe not Southampton as much, but Villa, but all those teams are at least 5-6 points off top. So it's exciting.
Yeah, it's making for a very good title race. But
exactly, yeah, because obviously last year, what was it? Liverpool hadn't lost a game, top by 20-odd points. Not 20, you know what I mean? They were top by miles. And yeah, obviously Man City, they've still got like 1 or 2 games left in hand. I think they've won now.
They won 4-0.
We're recording as it's in the 80th minute. Yeah, 1-4-0. Stones 2 goals. Stones for Euros, I think. But that now puts them second, game in hand. United are 2 points clear of them.
Yeah.
So could City go top?
Yeah, exactly. It's a real open season.
City's game in hand is against Aston Villa as well, who are not,
they're
not
no
who they were
pushovers
last year. No.
Yeah, but one thing with what I think is influencing United where they are, and I want your opinion on this as well, is obviously at the beginning of the season, Harry Maguire had very public issues and he wasn't performing on the pitch for United or for England. But in recent weeks, he's starting to look a very competent centre-back again now.
He's competent. He is.
I wouldn't say world class.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say anything like that. But he's holding his own and looking like a centre back for Man United.
Yeah, captain material. I'm still a bit out there. But then again, you look at the United team and you think, well, who else will be captain?
Yeah.
Obviously, you potentially Rashford. But no, I hear you, because what took me by surprise this game, obviously there hasn't been a lot of game time, but Eric Bailly's come in for the last 2 or 3 games, and he's actually looked good. He's looked like FIFA 18. You remember his card in like FIFA 18?
It's so overpowered.
OP
You hated
card.
coming up against him.
I hated it whenever it was an Ultimate Team and their team flashed up, and of course they've got Bailly. He's looking like that's the only way I can really think about it, because he's not played well, but he's had really good run of form. He's been really decent the past few games. Obviously, he was dropped today for Lindelof, who again did a good job.
Yeah,
but yeah, that took me by surprise as well. I think,
on that, my thought on that is that I always feel like Eric Bailly, although he has been very good recently, has a streak of the David Luiz in him every now and then. Can kind of lose his head a little bit. Whereas Lindelof, okay, not so much of a headline as Eric Bailly, but he's more measured. He's more sort of composed, I think. And maybe that was in Solskjaer's thinking for today, that can't afford anything stupid, no fouls, no nothing like that. You just need to play simple football. I think that's probably why Lindelof was put into the 11.
Special mention for Fabinho and Henderson, two primarily centre-back partnership against Man United, keeping a clean sheet. Henderson stepped up and he's becoming a bit of a Milner role, isn't he? Like, you pretty much play him anywhere and he'll do a job. Actually, he did really well at centre-back.
In their last game against Southampton in the league, where they lost 1-0, Henderson really didn't look like a centre-back. And I know Fabinho's kind of growing into the role a little bit, but Henderson looked a hell of a lot better today than he did against Southampton. But what will be worrying for Liverpool is that they haven't scored in 3 games now.
Nope.
And
they miss Jota.
Yeah, I think they do. And Salah's not the player he was. Mane...
Well, you say that. He has scored 11 goals, 13 goals this season.
I still don't
know where.
Yeah, no, I don't think of him as the Salah of a couple of years ago that would score a hat-trick every other week or that kind of thing.
I get... Strangely enough, I completely understand what you... Because when I looked at FootMob, not a sponsor yet, top scorers, like Salah's the top scorer. I think as of right now, he still is. And I'm like, has he? Is he? Oh, okay. When did that happen? He's only scored 3 penalties.
Right.
And I just think, is he? Because I thought, to be fair, I thought Son was top scorer. I didn't realise, I don't know where Salah's come from, but good for him.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone's favourite second team, according to the Sky commentators, Leeds United. Worth mentioning them. As we like to, well, you like to mention them when they don't do so well. We like to say non-biased on this podcast, but I like to think a little bit of bias does slip out every single episode.
It's personality, isn't it?
Well, yeah, personality. That's it. That's the excuse we'll use.
Yeah.
We all hate Leeds. It's just personality, isn't it? It's just, But it's interesting to note, right? Because as you've very clearly stated out, they've 3 losses and they've scored 0 goals in the last 3. Now, why? Their team that very good. They run off the ball. Their energy is off the charts. But Bielsa's the greatest manager that's ever lived in the history of football. Why are Leeds not scoring?
No, I know it is a weird one, and obviously those 3, you can excuse Tottenham away because they're obviously going as second favourites to Tottenham. They got done, was it 3-0 in the end?
Yeah.
But then it's the 2 more recent ones. It's obviously the 3-0 to Crawley, which is a massive shock, and then 1-0 at home to Brighton.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shock.
And yeah, Brighton, you don't think of winning a lot of games, to be honest. But
they're weird because I don't ever think Brighton play bad. I don't think they're awful, but they just don't seem to win.
But at the same time, I never think they're going to get relegated.
No, I see them because Graham Potter, I don't think's a bad manager. I don't think he's awful. And I think the Brighton squad, give or take a few players, it's okay, it's good, it's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they don't seem to win games, and I don't get it.
No, but obviously it'll be a worry for Leeds with those 3 results on the bounce. And is this going to be the dreaded Bielsa burnout that's been talked about?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Do you still see Leeds staying in the Premier League this season, though?
I wouldn't have them to get relegated. I think they will have more than enough to stay up and stay up pretty comfortably, in truth. But this sort of run of form came as a bit of a shock because they were, even if they were losing, they were scoring, and now they're not even doing that. And you just, it'd be a worry for them. And I wonder if they're going to have to look at that with 2 weeks to go in the transfer window to think we need to bring in some fresh legs. We need a goal scorer. We need whatever. But yeah, and obviously with the season Patrick Bamford's having, you can't replace him because he must be nearly on double figures now. And yeah, you just, for a newly promoted team, his goal scoring record's been really good. But
but who? Who's even available? Not even available, but like who?
Yeah, no, January's always sort of known as a tough transfer window to bring anyone in,
and especially now with everything.
But no, I don't know, but they'll be worried, Leeds, and they probably will have. They will be looking over their shoulder at the teams below them.
Well, just quickly on Brighton, Lamptey has signed a new 4-year deal, a very, very highly rated right back that was linked with a fair few clubs. Well, there's fair few clubs that we're talking about, in the summer potentially. I think Arsenal was one of the main contenders. Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? But no, Brighton have said, forget Bayern, forget Arsenal. We're not doing much worse than Arsenal, so you're not exactly going, stay here for the next 4 years. And he's like, yeah, sure, fine, fair enough.
Yeah.
That, I think, is a better deal for Brighton because not only does that release clause then go up, more money for them when he does move on. And let's face it, if he carries on with the form he's on, and stays at Brighton next season, he continues to have a great season, they're going to get a fair amount for him. Especially with 3 years left on his contract.
I'm sure the new deal is mainly just about putting in a release clause that would have it so that only the biggest clubs will be able to afford him, sort of 40-50 million plus. But yeah, the way he'd been playing, particularly earlier in the season, he's got the potential to be an absolute star, and that is a massive in a January transfer window where you can't sign a lot of players. That's a massive signing for Brighton.
Pinning one of your best players down, that is, it's almost as good as a sign, isn't it?
And also English tax. You can always charge more when they're young and English.
English. Yeah, just look at Aaron Ramsdale, for example. Bournemouth definitely got the better deal there. No disrespect. I don't doubt that he's a capable goalkeeper, but Bournemouth are laughing. 20 mil.
Probably got a better keeper in goal now, haven't they, Bournemouth? Who is it? Begovic?
Begovic, yeah.
Who they spent 20 million on.
Sheffield United have spent like 60 million on Ramsdale, Brewster and McBurney, I think it is. That's not good recruitment. Brewster is a weird one because he was brilliant for Swansea when he was on loan. And I don't doubt that there's a striker there. I don't. But I'm personally, when he posted a picture of him having a haircut with his Champions League medal trophy that he played no part
after playing 0 minutes, yeah.
I just think, do you know what? I don't want you to be good. And that's I don't know, that mentality. That's probably maybe why he was sold, you know, because I think pre-season he scored a few goals for Liverpool. And I think there was a lot of, he could be our striker this year. And obviously Klopp's gone, he's bloody not. Yeah. And gone to Sheffield United, and we're perhaps seeing why Klopp said no.
Yeah, is he another Dominic Solanke, that he's come from Liverpool and he just can't quite cut it in the Premier League, and maybe Championship at this stage of his career is his level?
Well, that's it. So he'll, no doubt, I mean, I think it's safe to say Sheffield United will be going down this year.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, if Brewster stays on, which, you know, if his ego lets him play in the Championship permanently, then we'll see. Because Solanke has scored, he's in double figures, I think, this season.
He's doing very well.
Kind of found some form, which is good for him. I think it's brilliant, because that will get you some confidence that if Bournemouth do come up, obviously because they're in the playoffs at the moment, that he can keep on that form, like he knows how to score goals. And maybe Brewster needs that. But you could argue he did have that with Swansea. He was scoring goals, and then he scored goals for Liverpool in pre-season. What more confidence do you need?
But then, is it another case of Patrick Bamford, that you come to the Premier League, you're exposed to it maybe a bit too early, you don't have the success, but then a few stints in the Championship is kind of that stepping stone for you to then make the step up to the Premier League, rather than having sort of too much too young of the Premier League.
Yeah, no, every player's different, you know, like, you know, you get some players, Rooney, Rashford, that can't just came on and stayed. And then, you do get those late bloomers. Yeah, but, you know, Sheffield United, I say they're going to get relegated. I still think they are. However, you won their first game. Let's get the bunting out. Let's get the celebration music going. They finally won their first game in the Premier League. And it was against Newcastle, Newcastle. You know, when you watch Premier League years, you see the Kevin Keegan era, Alan Shearer, you know,
Bobby
Newcastle.
Robson, Shea
they were
Given.
second in the league, like challenging. I'd love it if we beat them. Like, you know what I mean? That kind of Newcastle. And you think they used to be like that, really? Like, fair enough. And it's not good seeing that. And obviously, you know, Mr. Mike Ashley's probably a big reason why. No, he is the big reason why. Sorry. So what was it? I saw I can't remember who tweeted it, but when Derby had their season in the Premier League, you know, that season, their only win of the season came against Newcastle.
Yes. So is lightning going to strike twice?
Steve Bruce needs to go. He absolutely needs to go. I can't remember the last Newcastle game I watched where I was like, it's a good game, that, because West Brom Wolves was on at the weekend, and I was, this decent game, you know. West Brom aren't exactly amazing on good run of form. Wolves are on a shocking run of form. Yeah, I wasn't expecting anything, but I don't know, it'd be a cracking game. Yeah, it's a really good game. Yeah. Newcastle, Bruce needs to go. There needs to be a complete re-evaluation of Newcastle. Like the top man, Mike Ash, needs to go, and I think management needs to go because Bruce isn't playing attractive football. It's very boring. I guess that's just, you know, opinion. And I don't mind Newcastle. I don't think I've ever had anything bad to say about them, if you know what I mean. They're that team that it's not that I don't care about, you know, like a throwaway team. I don't dislike them. Their stadium is a ground that I really, really want to visit, you know, and they've got a good history.
Your knees probably don't want to visit the away end, though.
Well, the away end, I will probably
collapse.
If you suffer from vertigo, don't go there. I showed Lala that the other day as well. I was like, because she when she's in the away end sometimes, I don't know if you remember, she has to be like, let me get my glasses out because I can't see. Of course, she's going to need a telescope to be a telescope. Like one of, you know, when you're at the opera and you get one of those like fancy goggles.
No, I know what you mean.
But no, so I've gone off on a tangent about Newcastle. You know, Sheffield United won their first game. That's what we should talk about. But change needs to happen.
Yeah. Also, they won their first game and then got abused by the nation's press for celebrating a goal.
Right, yeah. I get it, right. Obviously, there's the social distancing. James Maddison displayed how, you know, I think James Maddison was the only one that did social distancing celebration, or Leicester did, because Tottenham today, didn't. Bergwijn, everything was all over him. But no, you've won your first game, and the thing is, they're in their own like kind of bubble. It's work. It's like, sorry, don't celebrate that goal. But I tell you what, when there's a corner, let's get 20 people in the box, all crowded and hugging each other, trying to get away. That's fine. But if you're celebrating, no, don't do that. It's pathetic.
No, I don't think the people who are in charge and trying to make the rules realise how sort of emotional game football is, especially Sheffield United, first win of the season in the league. They're going to celebrate it.
Yeah.
And if they're, in my opinion, if they're safe enough in their bubble so that they can play, they're safe enough to celebrate.
Yeah, I agree. If you're letting football play, then you've got to let football be football.
Play out,
exactly. And that includes, celebrations. I cannot imagine. Can you imagine in that like Liverpool Man United game that if like, I don't know, Firmino or Rashford scored like a 96th minute winner, are you saying that they're going to go over to the corner flag and be like, yay, don't come near,
tap elbows or something?
It's limbs. Absolute limbs. That's what it needs to be. I miss limbs. Yeah. I miss it so much. But exactly. If you're going to let the game, if you're going to say, football can continue, then you've got to let football continue. Yeah.
Because if you restrict celebrating, then what's next? If you're saying you've got to keep 2 meters distance at corners.
Yeah. Well, that's zonal marking, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's Marco Silva marking.
Oh yeah, he was brilliant for us, but we couldn't defend corners.
He was brilliant, but we were bad. Him though.
Yeah.
Him though. Yeah. Him and his tactics. But
we were chanting after losing 7-1, we want him to stay.
I remember Palace. I think Palace was the game that we were at that Hull got relegated. Yeah. And Marcus Silva came out and everyone was singing, "We want you to stay." And there was a part of me that was going, does everyone know they've just been relegated? No? Okay,
but it would have been a lot worse without him.
No, he's a good-looking man, so... Yeah. Got to give him that. But yeah, one thing I want to note, and I think you definitely want to note as well, Sheffield United may have got won their first game of the season. Well done. They lost today 3-1 to arguably the goal of the season.
Yeah, I think unless there's anything outrageous, I mean, I can't think of anything better so far this season, and it's going to take something good to beat Ndombele's goal today.
Ridiculous. Souness had the cheek to say he didn't mean it.
No.
He absolutely meant it. There's no one in the box, like when he's running onto it. I don't know. I feel like you could tell by his body shape and just the way he hit it that wasn't a cross back into the box, because you try it with your left foot.
Yeah, you just lob it back in. But how that comes across his left shoulder and he hits it with the outside of his right boot and still drops it in.
Ramsdale, we slated a little bit Ramsdale. No chance.
Can't do anything.
Anyone that's in goal is thinking, well, he's not going to shoot from there, is he? He has got an angle.
I don't think you could put Petr Cech in his prime in goal and he'd save that.
No, it's
just completely unsavable. But also that came off the back of today was Ndombele's first completed 90 minutes in the Premier League for Spurs, and I think it showed.
This is the Ndombele that Tottenham signed last year. This is the one that they wanted last year, and credit to him for carrying on. Could have easily left. Mourinho was very critical of him in the openly critical.
Yeah,
he was a Pogba. He was of Casillas when he was at Real Madrid. That's his style of management. If you're not good enough, I'll tell you. Look at Dele Alli, for instance. He's not. I think Mourinho's kind of made it clear. He said something yesterday, I think it was, that because people were talking about Dele's involvement and stuff, because obviously it looks like he's going to PSG as long as everything works out. But he's saying that there are some players that will work really hard to get back into the team, and there's some players that don't feel like they should have to work to get back into the team. And I feel like that you don't win any prizes for guessing who that was aimed at, let's be honest. But
yeah, that was quite damning, wasn't it?
He was on the bench for Fulham, and he obviously afterwards he posted an Instagram of him looking, cheesed off. He didn't come on, he didn't play. And I don't know, is that the attitude you want around the club? Mourinho doesn't seem to like that kind of attitude in any of his teams. He doesn't like spoiled players. But Ali's such a good player, Ali. Do you remember when Mourinho first came in? Remember what that Ali?
And he had him playing.
God, but that goal against United where he flicked it back over two defenders, flicked it back towards him and then volleyed it. And that assist that he did, it wasn't an assist.
Against West Ham. But it was the pre-assist. Yeah, it was unbelievable. Yeah. But it just seems like there's an ego there and there's an expectation that I'm going to play. Don't need to put the effort in training, whatever, because the 11's going to be chosen through what the manager sees during the week.
Yeah.
And I mean, his whole kind of attitude, or at least what's been shown, it does scream very PSG.
Yeah.
It's very Neymar.
Yeah, I said, obviously good for Poch, you know. I say he's won his first trophy. I guess technically that goes in his...
He won a game.
He won, yeah, he won a game. Thomas, you know, Tuchel, who was managing there, got them to the final, and you know, anyway, good for Pochettino on that. It's like when a substitute teacher comes in for that one English lesson, and then I get like a B, and they're like,
"Oh,
you're welcome."
Them, yeah.
That substitute teacher should change my life. And but no, and obviously there's been talk of like Lloris as well, maybe going to PSG, which on the based on the run of form he's on and how good he's been this season, probably is a no-go. But he's like 34, I think now, and native to France. Maybe you'd want to go back to finish his career. I don't know. But Pochettino clearly has a mass. You looked at the All or Nothing documentary, like when he was sacked. Everyone. Oh, the relationship he had with the players was very, very good. But I forgot what we were talking about.
I mean, we started talking about Ndombele's goal.
Oh, no, I'll tell you what we started talking about.
To.
Sheffield United have won a game. So, congratulations. Yeah. That whole segment started with Sheffield United winning a game, and I think we talked about it for 2 minutes. So, well done on beating Newcastle. Now, the FA Cup draw is giving us what we all want. A Man United v Liverpool game. We've all wanted it since.
I'm sure they'll hype it up to be absolutely brilliant.
I can't wait for the hype just to fall short. Quick mention of Peter Crouch's tribute to Rod Stewart with the arm straight in.
I love it. Oh, what a man.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Although he does do a rival podcast, so listen to us instead of Crouchy.
Right. Elliot, I'm as big a fan of us as anyone, but I don't think we're rivaling Peter Crouch's podcast. Somehow.
In the same way Marine were rivaling Tottenham.
Yeah, that's
we're rivaling Peter Crouch's podcast.
We've got full time. Yeah, let's put the stats. We've got Peter Crouch, former footballer, scored goals, has won this, has won that. And you've got through on goal, Sam, customer service advisor, and Elliot Clifford works with beds. And it's like... And it's like, yeah, don't quite think we're rivaling, but I like the love you have for us, Elliot. I appreciate that. A couple of decent draws in that. Obviously, the main one is United Liverpool, but Wickham v Tottenham.
It's the old Sam Derby.
A rematch, the Sam Derby. Rematch of, if you listen to our second podcast.
I want to say second, yeah.
I think it's the second or third. You'll know that this was our best game that we've ever seen live.
It's probably my second, but yeah.
Okay, well, I think it was my first because it was mental.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be this time round. Let's be honest.
Well, we didn't think it would be that good last time.
No, to be fair, we were kind of sitting the way and thinking, we're here. It's the last time I think we'll ever be at White Hart Lane. Although it wasn't for me. I went once more after that. But no, yeah, we're here. Let's have some fun. Yeah, my word, did we have some fun.
What a game.
Dele Alli scored. That was it. That was the peak. He went off the rails since then.
But no, the heartbreak came for me during the 90th minute when, what was it? So at that point, Wickham were winning
3-2,
and then Spurs equalised, and so then we were making plans for the next 2.5 minutes that I was going to come up for the replay.
We were, yeah.
And then Spurs scored again.
Yeah, we were like, okay, I could take that. I'll take that day off work. That's fine. No, uni. I was at uni. I was like, yeah, that's fine. I don't think I was doing anything on that day. It's going to be a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Yeah, you stay here. That's it. We can go out. I think there's a club night on at the SU that night. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, it's fine.
It would have been a great night. It would have been a great night.
Son ruins it in the 96th minute, and I
never liked him. No,
never liked him. But no, I'm happy. I'm happy for both teams. I'm happy for Wickham because Tottenham, coming to Adams Park. It's a shame there's no fans. Still a shame there's no fans. And I'm obviously happy for Tottenham because it's another
an easy draw.
Easy draw. Easy route to the final. Tottenham going to win everything: Europa League, Premier League, Capital One. I keep calling it the Capital One Cup, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. You name it. Yeah. Wayne Rooney. He's a name that polarizes a lot of opinions, I think. People think he's world class on his day. People are, overrated and stuff like that. I loved him. When I was younger growing up, he was always one of my favourite players, Wayne Rooney.
He was never one of my favourites, but you can't ignore the numbers. Man
Not
United
sure.
all-time record goal scorer, England all-time record goal scorer. Just can't ignore those numbers. And
He's won pretty much everything there is to win.
The only time I ever saw him play was in one of his very first games for Derby County as a player, and I don't think I really stopped giving him abuse all game.
I don't think he did, no.
No. It was a great afternoon, although we did lose 1-0. That was the last goal I scored.
You seem to like it when Hull lose or get relegated.
I'm just used to it. I don't like it. I know no different.
Oh, that is the tagline for a Hull City fan. I don't
Cheers,
like it. I
Ehab.
just know no different. We're definitely putting that out as a
Yeah,
as a
put that on a shirt.
yeah, throw a gold t-shirt. I don't
Yeah, we'll make some merch. Yeah,
make some merch. Yes, that'll arrive with the Peter Crouch podcast. Yeah. Buy our merch. But no, I don't know what it was. I guess I always really liked him as a player, and he's won everything there is to win. And it's weird. Out of his 13, 14 year career that he's had, titles, the Champions League, everything that he's won, my favourite Wayne Rooney moment comes from DC United.
I know the exact one you're thinking of.
I think everyone,
I was about to mention it.
Yeah, everyone that's listening, obviously, I hope you're listening if you love football. You'll know, and we'll post it on Twitter. We'll promise you, we'll post this one. We always say we do, but we'll post it. It's like the 96th minute. It's like the last kick of the game. Keeper's up. He then, gets it away. They go on the counter attack. I'm not going to, I'm not going to admit that I don't.
Track down their attacker, win the ball back, put it in the box from the halfway line, and they score the late winner.
And they scored the winner. And do you know what? No one celebrated with Rooney there.
Yeah.
No one did. I'm sorry, but what he did there was incredible. That was brilliant.
One question on Wayne Rooney, though. With the career that he did have, did he fulfil his potential?
Not with England.
Because when he obviously hit the scene at 16, 17 years old, and the few years into his early 20s, he was mentioned in the same name as Ronaldo and Messi at that stage.
Yeah.
And he never did hit those heights. He was world class, but he was never a Ronaldo or a Messi. He was always kind of the level below.
No, but you say, did he ever hit his potential? He's Man United's all-time record goal scorer. He's England's all-time record goal scorer. He's won everything there is to win in England, and he's won the Champions League. And he was arguably influential in every single thing that he did for United. The Premier League titles, that Man City goal that he scored, one of the best Premier League goals of all time.
I'm sure Sky Sports are still, if I switched on to Sky Sports main event right now, they've probably got it on.
Exactly. It's always the best goals of this era or Premier League years. He scored in Champions League final against Barcelona. Obviously they lost, but he was influential in that Champions League. I absolutely do. I think you don't. Obviously there's Messi, Ronaldo. You got the Messi and Ronaldo types, which I get.
That says more about Messi and Ronaldo than it's a lacking of Rooney.
Yeah, but Rooney will I think you put it there. Ronaldo and Messi are just in the world of their own.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's still close. The fact that they're in their mid-30s and there's still no one really close to them. Come on.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. But no, I absolutely think Rooney did everything.
I also think
done everything.
Rooney did obviously peak his career a lot earlier than the likes of those, because his latter days at United and his time into Everton and even in the Championship, you could tell he wasn't the player that he was.
Slowing down, yeah.
When he was in the Championship and he moved back into midfield, you could just see his vision picking up pass.
Free
you
kick.
Could tell he was a level above his opposition.
Yeah, and obviously he's absolutely influential as well. And he got his temper down. Obviously he was a skinhead Rooney. Do you remember that? My word.
Oh, yeah, skinhead Rooney.
It was the hair transplant that did it. Once he got the hair transplant, he calmed down. He was United captain, England captain. Yeah, no, I've always had. Yeah. I've always liked it.
He will always be known as a famous Twitter user as well, won't he?
Do you reckon Rio ever did get picked up in the morning? Has anyone actually ever asked Rio Ferdinand that question? Did Rooney pick you up?
Yeah.
Or
if we ever get Rio Ferdinand on the podcast, we'll ask him.
Yeah, when we reach the level of
Peter Crouch's
our famous
podcast.
rivals, the Peter Crouch podcast. But no, that's a question. That's a question that's been. It keeps me up at night. It really does. Was Rio just standing there thinking, well, hold on, or did Rio go, or did Rooney go around to pick him up, thinking, well, why isn't he coming out? I asked if he wanted picking up in the morning. Where is he? I don't know. But but with Rooney's retirement comes his first job in permanent management, which I just want to point out that Derby's Mel Morris or whoever gave him the job. I don't know if it's the new owner. Say new owners. Derby haven't been paid in like a month, and they don't know who owns the club. Because I saw a tweet because Dwayne Holmes looked like he looks like he's on his way to Huddersfield for an undisclosed fee. They need to get rid of some players for some money because people need to get paid. And I think they wanted Alex Pritchard as part of the deal to come back.
Right.
And they said that Pritchard wasn't too keen on the move. And you think, a team that hasn't been paid since December in the relegation zone, and they don't know who the owners are. Can't imagine why he's not too keen on going to Derby at this moment in time.
Yeah.
Imagine. It's just a thing. But I did say, you said give it to Rooney end of the season. Oh, Andy Tate. I said give it to him permanently because he knows and he seems to be building something. Thank you for listening. Tell your friends. And
is it a 2.5-year deal?
2.5-year deal. Lost his first game in charge. You can't win them all. But I think he's destined for a big club. I don't think as quick as Lampard. I don't think he's going to be United manager like next year. He's not going to get Derby to the playoffs and then go to Chelsea.
It was just a bit of a United. Perfect storm for Lampard, wasn't it? That he did well at Derby in the same time that sort of coincided with Chelsea getting the transfer ban. Obviously, the manager's position becoming available. And it seemed like a no-brainer because it would have been an easy sacking if at the end of that year.
Yeah, as I said, Lampard, the legend that he is at Chelsea, he's not turning them down. And I think every Derby fan was like, no, fair enough. Yeah, I don't think Rooney would. Obviously, he's not destined. Ole Solskjaer is probably going to have a Premier League medal at the end of the year. You know what I mean? It's like, who knows? Another 5. Mike Ashley's in charge. Give him an 8-year contract.
Yeah,
yeah. But lose their first game. I'm happy to see Rooney being given, obviously, as a makeshift. Obviously, support your local. Derby, my local. But as an adopted Derby fan that I am, I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see Rooney in charge and get some players. I say get some players in, pay the players first, then get some players in because I don't think if I'm a player signing a contract of $10,000 a week and then there's other players back there that haven't even got that yet, I'd be a bit annoyed.
Yeah,
but we shall see. I don't think Derby are going to get relegated. I think they're better than that. And obviously, Forest look like they've picked up a good run of form as well. If you've seen.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. Another win at the weekend.
Millwall 3-0 at the weekend. That's not a clean sheet. Houghton, start of the year, seems to have picked them up a bit, which is, as an adopted Derby fan, I hate seeing it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
But who knows? Late playoff push. Your predictions could be correct.
The fans will be in the canals in no time at all.
We should have to see. Now, I moaned a lot about Gillingham last week. I didn't really want to talk about them. Gillingham's away form is not good. They've never been good away from home. We don't like it. We like being in Kent. We hate the north. Anything up north, we can't stand.
Yeah.
Going away to an Accrington team that are surprisingly doing well this year. No disrespect, but I've never seen Accrington Stanley as a team pushing for playoffs or promotion because they've had quite a lot of games called off for COVID. So they've got about 5 games in hours, something stupid like that. Gillingham, however, no worries. Off you go. Away you go. And it was probably one of the better Gillingham performances in a while. Big reason for that, I think. Ollie Lee has come back on loan from Hearts and he was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. So to get him back is always good. Did you see the goal?
I don't think I have seen the goal. No.
Carl Dempsey, tidy finish. It was headed down
RB,
at the end of the area.
Edge of the box. Finesse it, edge of the box.
That's it. It was an RBB. Or RB circle, whatever you put. Whatever you put.
R1 circle.
R1 circle, yeah. Just bottom corner. Proper pro club centre mid goal, that. That's a Sam Mapp classic. I like to call it. Although I don't score any on pro clubs. What's my record? I think I've played 60 games, scored 15 or 16.
Something like that, yeah.
My assist, though. Anyway, enough about how amazing I am. Let's go to how mediocre Elliot is. Hull City, go ahead.
Yeah, so we dropped more points now. I think we've won 1 in 6 in the league now. And we were absolutely bruising against Blackpool. We kind of played them off the park. We were the better team. And then an absolute suicide ball from our captain, Richie Smallwood, which Reece Burke slips on, or slips as it's approaching him. He's then got to take down, He's then got to take down Ben Woodburn on loan from Liverpool. Last man outside the box to save a goal.
Yeah.
It's got to be done. But then obviously they pile on the pressure and it ends 1-1. And we need a proper striker. We need someone who can take the chances, because McGuinness looks like he's still kind of suffering with the aftermath of COVID. Tom Eaves is out until the end of February, and the move to us kind of just hasn't worked out for him. And then they are our only 2 recognised strikers. We sometimes just stick Malik Wilkes through the middle, but he's not a proper striker. I think what we need to do is go out and spend a little bit of money. And my suggestion would be get Joe Pigott from Wimbledon, who's scoring, assisting, everything. He's probably one of very few League One strikers who could make the step up to the Championship. Obviously, we've got a good chance of going up, and would be an even better chance if we can get a sort of recognised good striker.
Yeah, online at Gillingham Pickup. At a point, I remember. Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Grant McCann still the man? That's a new segment we're starting here on Through on Goal. Is Grant McCann still the man?
I don't know. Because obviously 1 win in 6. What, for Steve Evans?
Maybe, I don't know. I still kind of like him.
I'd like to see what he could do with us. I'd like to see how rough he could make us.
I'd like to see what he'd do with the alarms.
Yeah, actually that wouldn't work.
Wouldn't work at all.
No.
He doesn't get along with many owners.
Yeah.
Peterborough owner constantly slates him on Twitter.
Yeah.
But big scenes, though, you want to keep McCann, all right, for one reason only. He's getting you to the final of the Pizza Cup, Elliot.
He is getting us to the final of the Pizza Cup. It was a big game midweek against Fleetwood, which have no manager, don't have a decent striker. So, of course, we find ourselves 2-0 down. Then it looked like we were all but destined to be going out. And then sort of around the 75th, 78th minute, we decide we're going to start taking corners like penalties. We had 4 corners between then and full-time whistle, scoring from 3 of them. Yeah, 2 of them were just very well worked set pieces. The final one of which I think there's 40 seconds left on the clock as it was taken, gets headed out, cleared from Fleetwood, and our right back, Louis Coyle, who's born in Hull and former Fleetwood, hits absolute rocket with his right foot into the top corner, and you just, what a way to win a game in the last minute. It's one of those you want fans at. You really want fans at.
Well, yeah, because all 15 of the people that would have been at the KC for a Pizza Cup game,
they would have gone mad.
Would have gone mental.
The strange thing about this year's Pizza Cup is that, or this round anyway, is that it's no longer regionalised at this stage, which I feel like is a first. And also the draw is done next Saturday after the evening's highlights on Quest, which the games would have been done 10 days previous. I don't see why it's taking so long to draw 8 balls out of a hat. Get Peter Crouch doing it.
Yeah, they just forgot. Now that Gillingham on it, they don't really care. That's fair enough. I agree.
Yeah, I know I told you.
I never cared anyway.
I know I told you during the week, but there's a interesting, I suppose you'd call it a stat, that
we love a good stat.
That Portsmouth are no longer in the Papa John's trophy, but they're still in the leasing.com trophy.
Yes, you did tell me that, because then I was like, they're going to win the final, and then like 5 days later give the trophy to the final.
So the plan is that they're going to play last season's, what is the EFL trophy, before playing this year's EFL trophy, which I think it's Portsmouth versus Fleetwood, Portsmouth versus Salford in the final. And obviously Portsmouth went out 5-1 to Peterborough this week.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. And obviously my team's now Oxford. But hey, way. But yeah, it could have been a Gillingham Hull like semi-final potentially. That would have been
our bet of buying the other person a pizza. It was going to be regionalised, wasn't it?
I think you got. Well, no, that's right. Because if there's 2 Southern in the final, you can't really do it. If there's still a North and a South in the final, obviously we will still do it like that. But if it's 2 Southern teams, I guess we just got to
pick them out of the hat.
Pick out of the hat, yeah. Just flip a coin. Yeah. Whose kit you like the most? I don't know. Something like that.
So this week's European Roundup up isn't European, it's South American. On, I think it was Thursday night, I was just going downstairs, put the telly on. I think it was match of the day of a game I've already seen. And it said in the top right-hand corner, live football on the red button. I thought, okay, I'll give that a watch. It was Santos against Boca Juniors in the Copa Libertadores semi-final. And it's been a long, long time since I've enjoyed a game as much as that one. It was real sort of, I guess you'd say, authentic football. It was players doing it for love of the game. It was a real sort of contrast of styles. You've got sort of stereotypical Brazilian football of it's all very flair-based, it's all very skill-based, it's all very technical football, all sort of pretty football, good to watch. And then you've got the Argentinian football, which is go out and kill someone. And there was a red card given, which was obviously they with that attitude, it was I think they stamped on their stomach, and you could tell in the slow motion, you could see the player sort of gritting his teeth, and that was out of anger. But it ended 3-0 to Santos, which I think was somewhat of a shock. Boca Juniors had Carlos Tevez playing, but the final is on 30th of January, which I will definitely be watching, between Santos and Palmeiras, which is supposedly somewhat of a local derby, and should be a very good game. It's between two Brazilian teams, and I'm looking forward to it if it's anything like the semi-final I watched.
Yeah, I can't say I knew about it. So, I just smile and nod along. Smile and wave, boys. A couple of things that I just wanted to quickly mention, European Roundup, is that obviously Luka Jovic went to sign back to Frankfurt on loan, to which he's then equalled his Real Madrid tally in the space of 15 minutes of playing. He scored 2 goals to win against Schalke. Our boys Schalke are now, going where they normally go after the first game of the year.
Yeah.
Back down to earth. And obviously Juventus lost 2-0 to Inter, which puts AC and Inter Milan both level on points, first and second. Now, AC Milan do have a game in hand against Cagliari, which they are 1 point out of the relegation zone, so, it could be an easy win for AC. But Juventus sit in 5th, and they're 6 points off the top. 6 points off second even, so not sure. They've drawn a lot of games though. 9, drawn 6.
You've got to wonder, though, if they end the season with no silverware and, a real nothing season, do they think it's time to get rid of Ronaldo? Because they're obviously shipping out a huge amount of money every single week for him. And if he's not providing the club with trophies, is he worth it?
We did last year, but this year. No, that's fair enough. I just thought that was worth mentioning. And your boys, Pergurino, wherever they are, they won. Perugia, they won 3-2 and they're second in the league.
Hey,
up the
boys.
Right, so we come on to No Context News to end the podcast, where Elliot comes up with a random news headline that I've not seen or heard of. Well, I say heard of, I may have, but I've not seen it. He's not told me to end the podcast. So, Elliot,
yes,
away you go.
This one's from Sky News, and I'm pretty sure most people would have heard it. So it is simply COVID-19. Ice cream tests positive for coronavirus in China.
Ice cream? What?
Ice cream.
I've not seen that. What happened there?
They tested an ice cream and it tested positive for COVID.
That can't be real. An ice cream?
It's on Sky News.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay, then. Well, cheers for listening.
Yeah.
Don't eat ice creams. In China, anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, we've been Through and Goal. Thank you for listening. We are on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on Apple, Spotify, Simplecast. Is there anything else I'm missing, or any other platforms that Donald Trump's banned on? Or
we're we're on Bebo, we're on MySpace.
But yeah, thank you for listening. We'll be back next Tuesday and every Tuesday.
You know it. I've been Sam.
I've been Elliot.
Thank you very much for listening. Remember to tell your friends, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.